His campaign platform is to tax white people more than non-white people.
What? No. Yes.
Quick announcement, exciting announcement. For this video, we're doing a competition. I want to get you guys involved a little bit. A $25 comment challenge. To enter, drop a comment with your best take, prediction, argument, joke, whatever. The top 3 most liked comments are going to be entered into a drawing, and one of those 3 are going to win $25. That'll be paid out via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Wise, or however you receive it. That'll be announced in a subsequent video. So again, drop a comment, make it spicy, make it appropriate, no bot farming, no spamming, cheating, anything like that. Be on the lookout for that in a subsequent post or video. And let's get to the video.
I do believe that you guys are often in the weaponization business. That it's not just that Benny's wrong. Benny's dangerous. It's not just that Brian's wrong. You know, Brian wants to destroy America. And I think it leaks in to what we see around us. Brian.
Look, I think what's important here, I mean, just to focus on the issue at hand, I mean, Benny presents himself as somebody who's trying to get to the truth, right? The reality is that he is a purveyor of misinformation and disinformation, and has been for years, shamelessly and relentlessly. This guy said that the 2020 election was rigged. He said the 2022 election was rigged. He said the FBI admitted that Mar-a-Lago documents raid was over nothing. He said a deep state cabal engages in predictive programming by showing shows like The Simpsons to announce their satanic plans to the world. And you had Bob Costas on before, and he mentioned the phrase, there's a profit motive, right? And the reality is that's why Benny does it. I mean, Benny benefited to the tune of how many thousands of dollars when a Russian influence campaign, Tenet Media, paid you to say whatever it is that you went out there and said, which is very similar to what you're saying right now, which is that that the Democratic Party is looking to incite a race war against white people. It's the same exact verbiage that you were using then when you were getting paid by the Russians to do it, and that you're using right now. So it's been a long stretch of disinformation.
I get the allegation. Let Benny give a response.
Yeah, and before Benny responds, Brian Tucker is absolutely correct. Benny Johnson is kind of akin to an opiate, like a strong narcotic, a drug, in that he is damaging. He's damaging to your mind to listen to or to get sucked into. He deliberately lies, and he deliberately, throws red meat and vitriol and grapples onto people's fears and their conspiracies and their anxieties in order to gain attention, gain followers, and push narratives that probably he knows are not true, but he knows will get a lot of clicks and a lot of views and a lot of money. I just think he is not a good person. I think he's bad for the country, and I would hope that we start to turn away from figures like Benny Johnson. Look, you can have principled conservative commentators that you like, their ideas, their philosophies, and you want to grapple onto, but Benny Johnson is just a complete liar, grifter, I think a drain on society.
So first off, on the Russia allegations, the DOJ and Merrick Garland said that there was absolutely no Russian money exchange. We were doing business with an American company. That investigation, as far as I know, is still ongoing. And what you've just said there is defamatory and libelous. Now,
it's not.
Oh my God!
On the question, it absolutely is.
That Tenet Media paid.
Absolutely.
You, Tim
It absolutely
Pool,
is
and 2 other
defamatory
people.
And libelous, and Merrick Garland has personally.
And you can't just scream libel for stuff that we know is true.
It's all of wrongdoing, myself, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin. But let me ask you a quick question. You're saying that I want to stoke a race war. Well, Zoran Mandami, who wants to be the mayor of New York City and is the odds-on favorite mayor of New York City, Democrat candidate for mayor, says that he wants to tax white people more. Are you in favor of that, Brian?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Look, when Mamdani wrote that piece of policy, the language is not great. I think I would have done something different with the language and how they framed it. But it's not that he was intending to say, we're going to, tax white people more just because they're white. It was just by, and this is how Mamdani explains it, just by the fact that white people happened to live in these certain neighborhoods, that in these certain areas that they were going to be taxing more. It wasn't that we were taxing them because they're white. It's because they happen to be majority white. And these are affluent neighborhoods that are evidently going to see their taxes go up by a percentage or two. And so again, another example of how Benny knows that this is a half-truth, and he knows that the way he frames this is going to be inflammatory. It's going to get his base riled up. It's going to get his fans pissed off. And again, it's just completely misleading and horrible.
About That doesn't even
It's a
sound real.
campaign platform. This is wild. It's a campaign
His campaign platform
from
is
New
to
York.
tax white people more than non-white
Yes.
people.
What? No. In the
Tax
awkward
rich white
position of
people more
defending
than
Zoran
white people.
Mandami, I'm going to go to break. But he didn't say tax white people more. He said we have to look to shift the tax burden to whiter neighborhoods that are more affluent and shift the burden from lower income benefits. Look, it didn't play well. Benny's right to jump on it, but I got to correct the record, even though I don't cover the race because my brother's in it.
So sticking on the topic of how awful Benny Johnson is, David Pakman did some investigative journalism the other day and uncovered some very shady things about Benny Johnson's platform.
Normally, more views means more subscribers. It's not exact, but that's the pattern. Here's a look at my own channel. About 3.3 million subscribers right now. This is actual data from my YouTube analytics, and you can see clearly more views, more subscribers. It's predictable. That's how it works. Now look at Benny Johnson's data from Q2. The arrows show huge subscriber growth, but views that are either flat or declining. This is weird.
Right.
Now compare this to Midas Touch. Midas Touch is one of the fastest growing progressive YouTube channels right now. Similar subscriber numbers, but their views match their subscriber growth. Midas has had high views, high subscribers. That's what you would expect. We're seeing low views and subscribers going up. And that's what gets us to the most likely scenario, which is some kind of artificial subscriber growth. Maybe you're using some kind of technical trick, some auto subscribe pop-up somewhere or embedded subscriber links or stuff like that. You could do what's called subscriber farming. This is probably the most concerning. There's a sort of black market for YouTube subscribers. You can buy them through click farms, hacked accounts, and in other ways. It's classic manipulation. The fake subscribers are low quality. Over time, they tend to get purged out. But in the short term, they can really boost your clout by showing a really high subscriber number. So what is Benny Johnson actually doing? I have no idea. I want to be clear. I don't have evidence that any of the things I mentioned are happening on his channel. After 15 years of being on YouTube, I have never seen subscriber growth like this without a spike in views.
Right. So we have Benny Johnson, who is gaining subscribers by the absolute millions, gained 2.2 million subscribers over the last quarter or so, or Q2. But when you actually get into his numbers, he is not seeing the same amount of views that are correlating with what you should see in terms of the growth in subscribers. So there's something fishy going on. David Pakman's noticing it and pointing it out. Again, I don't have proof of it either. We're just going off of those numbers, but it's not something that we can put past Benny Johnson, knowing his past with getting involved or adjacent to shady internet schemes. It would just fit the bill. It would just fit the character of who this character is. He will do absolutely anything for influence and audience and clout, and I just wouldn't be surprised by that. So there you have it. I'm going to leave this video there for now. I think that's enough exposure for Benny Johnson. I don't know if he can handle anymore. Like I said in the intro, drop your comments. Let me know your thoughts on that. Spiciest comments going to win $25. Let me know what you think about Benny Johnson. Drop a like, drop those comments, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.